Hello, my name is Christina Ventura, and this is my grant. This grant is through the Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality through the National Institutes of Health. The research grant is titled Developing Measures of Shared Decision Making. All NIH grants begin with a Form SF 424, which will be completed by the principal investigator. Human papillomavirus or HPV infections are the most common sexually transmitted diseases in the U.S. HPV causes cervical, anal, and oropharyngeal cancers, and immunization of pre-adolescent boys and girls will eventually create herd immunity. The problem is there are very low rates of vaccination in the United States. In Illinois, 47% of girls and 22.6% of boys were vaccinated in 2015. And in other states, it is as low as 20% in girls and 14% in boys, which is far from the healthy people goal of 80%. For this particular research study, we would like to ask these overarching research questions. Will increasing awareness to HPV-related cancers influence parental consent for HPV vaccination? And will shared decision-making after discussion using evidence-based HPV educational materials influence consent for HPV vaccination? Let me pause for a minute and talk about the CAP Foundation. The CAP Foundation is the philanthropic arm of the College of American Pathologists, and it has a mission to connect underserved women to needed testing through their See, Test, and Treat program. The purpose is to further early detection and treatment of cervical and breast cancers, and lately there have been efforts to expand the mission to include prevention. The research goals include to increase vaccination rates for HPV in all pre-adolescent males and females to the healthy people goal of 80%, and to decrease the incidence of HPV-related cancers by 10%. In addition, there are a couple of objectives for this particular project. One, to determine the reasons why parents of adolescents do not consent to their child's vaccination against HPV. 2, to provide evidence-based educational materials to parents of adolescents that are eligible for HPV vaccination. 3, to determine if increased awareness and education about the benefits of HPV vaccination affects changes in the behavior of the parents. And finally, to engage eligible parents in shared decision-making for HPV vaccination. As mentioned earlier, HPV infections are sexually transmitted, and there are over 200 HPV viruses with subtypes 16 and 18 as the most common agents of HPV-related cancers. Annually, there are over 30,000 who are diagnosed with HPV-related cancers in the United States. There's vaccine available against HPV, as I mentioned earlier, but it is largely underutilized. We are designing a two-step study to determine the reasons why parents are not providing consent for HPV vaccinations and to analyze behavioral changes after educational intervention. The target is 1,000 pre-adolescent children 11 to 12 years old, and we will be using survey and interviews to collect the data. Once the data is collected, we will analyze it using chi-squared analysis and paired t-tests. The budget is over $300,000, with a majority of the budget going to salary staff supporting the product. Finally, collaboration is needed for this particular project. There will be partnerships with the American Academy of Pediatrics, the Illinois Department of Health, and Everett, Illinois. And an advisory panel will be convened with representatives from all of these entities. Their role will be to help provide expertise, education, dissemination, and implementation of the project. The Academy will be very instrumental in helping identify member pediatricians in the area who are willing to participate in the study. In addition, the study outcomes may be written into a manuscript for publication in the Pediatrics Journal. EverThrive and IDPH also have ongoing initiatives to promote HPV vaccination. They have educational materials that can be used in the educational intervention part of the study. Finally, to sustain the project moving on forward beyond this grant, the CAP Foundation has ongoing fundraising goals with its membership, and the Grants Department will continue to seek grants to further support ongoing studies. In addition, our partners may be asked to provide donations specific to this project. Finally, on this slide is my contact information. Please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions regarding this project. Here are my references. Thank you for listening and taking your time out to hear my proposal.